So really, I just come here to share some thoughts I was having because I feel it helps me. Well, I guess that's the point of me making videos. It helps me create these containers of all this material, of all this content, of all this inspiration that I'm in contact with constantly, like overflowing my cup to the extent that it's painful, right? So I just feel this like constant need of just like going behind and creating containers, creating whatever, some kind of structure, some kind of meaning, some kind of purpose, some kind of. And well, actually, I was going to say that we have no other option but to try for what we want. Like, the reality is, as much as people love to talk about manifestation, and the reality is that there are two things that limit us to such an extent, and that we should be talking more about it because there are some of us that are just living with this constant over complication, over responsibility. I meant that it's late at night and speaking in English it's also mm, not the easiest. But yeah, so some of us, our biggest pain, it comes from um res- over response giving ourselves more responsibility that we have over the state of our lives. So what I was saying is that I think there are two big external factors that we have to be like that we have to be able to look at and accept. And one is the actual resources that each of us has, each of us have, um, which depends on like the family we've been born into, the um, the capacity we have to work under capitalism, the state of the job situation in each city. Like, I was living in Holland and there are so many more jobs there than here in Barcelona. Um, but for example, finding a place to live there is much harder than here, whatever, right? So it changes. So there are all these external factors that are not in our hands, that are definitely in God's hands. And then there's also this core limitation within our own vessel, which is, apart from other stuff that we may never know about other lives, of if there are other lives and we are reincarnating, which I do think so. I do experience it this way more than think it. Um, is the fact that our nervous system has a certain capacity dependent on our past experiences. So we are constantly, like, I can be growing each year, each month, each day, each hour. Like, I'm changing, I'm growing, but coming from where I come from, my experience of life was, I was in so much pain since I was very little, that actually purging and, in a good sense, getting myself comfortable with the fact that being able to hold joy, being able to hold stability, being able to hold safety is difficult for me because I haven't lived in safe containers, whatever that means, because that can mean a lot of things in many different levels. But I haven't felt like this. I was in a constant state of self punishment, fear, extreme like anxiety, depression, like so many things that have happened, sexual abuse, eating disorders, self harm, mm, being in totally aggressive surroundings in classical music, and what I myself put myself through. But that means that mm, my body finds safety in all this that I come from. I mean, obviously not as much because I'm able to have, like at one point, at many points, I could have never imagined that I would be living my life the way I'm living it, which is crazy, and it's just so magical, on this side. And on the other hand, it's very, very hard to hold the knowledge that my limitations are totally out of my control because I am doing and I've been doing my most for a long time now. And once we are doing that, there's nothing else we can do. We have to accept whatever God is wanting for us. And if whatever it is that we want, like money or a house or a partner or I just heard a weird noise, or being able to live from what we love, or being famous, or helping people, or like having, like being recognized, being seen, whatever it is that we want, growing, there comes a point where you come face to face with the actual reality. Like even if it's painful, even if the void is the other side of God, you can definitely touch it. Like you can definitely feel it in these moments as well, because it is so clear that we are not in control. It is so, so clear, and of a big part of things, and of another one that we are as well. Yeah, at this level, we are. This is also another topic. I think it is going to be hard for me to get into speaking in English, but when I say that at this level we have complete free will, and that in other levels we have no free will at all, I mean that if we are comparing, if we are in this plane, inside this plane, we have free will. But if we are analyzing, if we take so many steps back that we can see all the planes at the same time, and a whole, which is God being the whole of it, then we don't have. But within an incarnate life, we do have willpower, which has been given to us. But well, this video was about the part of which we don't have any control over, which is the hard one for me and for I know many of us. But yeah, I just see this like wonderful, like talented human beings that I've known and that I know, and myself, that we have so much to offer, and so much more than other people that do have these things that we desire. And it just is unfair, and it is what it is, and we have to like accept the possibility that we are not going to achieve that, and that we have to go for it anyway. Like this is the hard part. It's like not actually resigning ourselves, and also knowing that the process is all we have. Like this eternal search is all we have, and I don't even know why I'm making this video. I just wanted to talk with someone, and I'm alone as always. So I thought, well, that's why to be like no one watches my videos. I don't care. Like I like doing them. I think at some point, some people, if someone finds it and needs to find someone talking the way I do about the things I do, it might help them. And at one point, maybe people, yeah, will listen and see that I have a point, and I'm speaking from experience and from deep intuition that I'm learning how to carry and contain back to the containers, containers. So, yeah, the thing is that to carry so much desire, to carry so much passion is very, very hard. And that's why I also had to deal with it in such unhealthy ways and through such unhealthy relationships and etc. etc. And why I see so many of these amazing people also not living their fullest life is because the more energy we carry, the more we are in contact with truth, the more work we have to put in, the more um, work to make our brain integrate what is going on, to make the structure, to make the external be tra- to translate everything, to hold everything, to deal with everything, to organize, to prioritize, to so many things that is like, let's just put a simple example of what I'm trying to say. If I have 1,000 ideas for songs each day, the work I'm going to have to do to record each idea so I don't forget it, name it, or maybe prioritize it so I know next time not to look at the 20,000 files I've got saved, like whatever it is going to be much more work. And it, more than that, let's change the focus because I am, I am myself um, limiting myself when I'm talking about it being so much such hard work. Again, I don't want to invalidate what I have to go through every day and what I do every day, but actually, it's about thinking more smartly, like more imaginatively, create new ways of handling it, because I mean, it is a kind of work. It is work. I mean, who am I kidding? I think if someone's watching my videos or someone watches a video of mine and resonates, it's because you know what I'm talking about. And I also come across some people that resonate a lot. Well, actually, a lot of people that resonate a lot with what I'm saying and struggle to take it to practice. And to these people, I would say, welcome to my club. It's very, very fucking hard to know all we know. And translating it into real action, translating it into words, translating it into structure, translating it into discipline, translating it into this limited, dense reality that we live in. My God. What was I saying? There's so many things I want to say. Well, yeah. What I'm trying to say is that people don't realize that for me to get to the point where I'm at, that not only I think what I think, but I act on what I think, it's taken me like all my life, and more specifically, consciously, 8 years. I also heard this girl I follow on Instagram, and I watch her YouTube videos. She's so cool. I'm gonna link her. I'm gonna link her somewhere so you can follow her. Isabella, she's called, and she was saying like, "Whoa, like, well, we just share such a similar experience of life, and yeah, like we people have been working like so fucking hard to even be able to like speak on a camera and not be like worried about what you're going to think about me. For some of us it can take a whole lifetime because I was not this person. Like I am, like you should have seen me when I was little, or you should have seen my interior world and my fear and my pain and my lack of freedom and my, and my, just my pain, just I've gotten to know pain like deeply. And that's why I can put some structure to it now. But don't don't underestimate me by thinking that I have it easier, because that means that you are trying to excuse yourself not doing the work. The truth is, oh my god, my battery is going to finish. The truth is that it's taken me a lot of work and just and hard decisions, very very hard decisions that I'm going to keep making just to make my dreams come true. I think it's time for me to go to sleep. Maybe for you too. Okay, good night, people. You can do it. We can do it. We're all in this together. Mm, 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 mm. I was always more a fan of Camp Rock than High School Musical, but I don't know. It just came to my mind. Maybe I should watch it again. Granny going to sleep. So I didn't go to sleep, and I'm watching this show called Heat, or The Heat, The Heat, and I love it. It's on ITVX. I'm just so into British TV in general, like. But and I was just watching this guy. He's so funny, Tom. Um, because he's just so himself. Honestly, like it's all about authenticity, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what I was talking before. That the only way that we can be authentic, that we can be energized by our own passion, that we can have the will to live, is if we are pursuing that which we want. And pursuing that which we want is what makes us be authentic. It's all connected. It's all connected. And so what, because the point is to be authentic, it's like the point is to be authentic, right? It's not to achieve anything. The world has made us believe that it is to achieve things, that it is to, but we have to fight back against these beliefs because they are so fucking fake. Like, they are so fake. And some of us, me included, keep believing them, and we have to like and keep fighting them all the time. But the point is to be as authentic as we can. Like, when we awaken to our true nature, the question, actually, I think that's not a Zen story, but this is some famous like mystic story that said, oh my god, said exactly this. I had forgotten about this. Said the question God asks you when you die is, have you been yourself? That's the question. To me, the way I think it is that the question is going to be, have you loved? Have you become what because being yourself is on a level, being authentic, and another level is being love. Being love, living love, giving love, receiving love. It's all about love. Everything is a metaphor for love. Everything is a sprout from love. Everything points to love. Why am I watching this series? Because it makes me feel good. This feeling of comfort is in a shape or form of love. Why am I lighting this candle? Like why like mm, why am I making this video? Why am I decorating my room? Why am I like it's love, it's beauty, it's joy, it's that's the fucking purpose of all. Now. So anyway, watch the hit. This Tom guy is so funny. He's like oh my god, I'm like having so many blanks now talking in English. Animated movie character. And we have to be ourselves. We have to be ourselves. That's the thing, like we have to be ourselves, like with money, without money, with recognition, without recognition, with people, without people. And yes, it is way harder doing it without people, without money, without. But that's not the fucking point. That's not the point anyway. And yeah, I keep coming back to this point as well, but that the only way to find this pleasure in this ever eternal search, eternal reincarnating, eternal expression is we come back to being present in the present moment, finding the ways to find joy now and you know, no matter what God is bringing us. But it is hard, and we need, I think, hard times are what definitely pushes the most to connect with others, to make meaning, and to really realize we are one. What I was saying before about the other side of God, what I mean is that God is both sides. But there's this part of the path that we have to take, like this famous painting of the hand of some of, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm looking super stupid now not to know the name or the painter, the name of the painting or the painter, but this picture of like this man, it's like God's finger and his finger, and the painter purposefully made some space. They're not really touching, they're like reaching each other, like man looking for God, God reaching to man. But the space between man and God is for the man to, like, the man has space to extend his arm. So what I'm saying is that we have to like clean these glasses that prevent us from seeing God's true light and the positive side, the positive meaning, the meaning. And I was making a video actually. No, I wasn't making a video. I was writing some months ago, just before I left Holland, I was the Netherlands. I don't know why I'm calling it Holland now. I was making these notes on a topic that I wanted to make a YouTube video, and oh my god, why is it not focusing? And I was making it in Catalan because I wanted to try a long video in Catalan, and I stopped because of the moving and like dealing with this like horrible grief I'm dealing with and just changes and everything. Mm, I'm like taking everything slower in YouTube and everything and in live. But I was, and I think I really want to make this video because I want to title it something about the Matrix, because basically it's about this like deeper questioning of what we are living, that we have to be questioning what we understand is reality, what they have taught us, and we have to really like start at the base of the house because if we want to find some ground truths, we have to go deeper. And honestly, the simple fact that we're focusing on our waking life, like the simple fact that we have called our waking life, and our asleep time, not realizing it is another and more truer state of consciousness, is already one of these badly put grounds of the house. And the external world being prioritized, blah, 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 prioritized, prioritized over the internal. Because if we prioritize the internal over the external, which is actually the hierarchy I perceive and a lot of us perceive to be truer. So our inner world is closer to God, to the monad, to the fountain, to the source, to truth. So a lot of us that have found, understood or seen this, that there is a hierarchy and it is not the one they've made us believe. What was I going to say with this? Who knows? Yeah, that a lot of that all of the problems stem from this. If we, all of the problems stem from this. Some people think um, this is our normal state. No, this is not our normal state. We are eternally dead in the other side, and then we have this experience, and then we come back if we do or not. But in any case, like for example, I was having this conversation with someone someday, and we were talking about dead people and people dying or something, and they said something, and I said, well, they're not dead, right? And they said, no, we carry them, right, through our memory, through our, the dead are inside us, they said. And I said, no, actually we are inside the dead. That's the final like step we have to make. And even if I've experienced it firsthand, it's hard to keep making this, well, because I don't have other people around me more than my books and videos I watch and all this stuff. But that's why I really, really need to create this community for all of us to really find each other. Anyway, this is the final step. It's not only saying the dead are alive because we carry them inside our memory, inside our heart, inside our internal world. It's to say, no, 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 no. The external world is within the internal world. All we live is through our internal experience. The base substance is closer to the within than to the without. dead, the word we have given to the dead, is the word that belongs to eternity, not to the dead. And we are temporary, as the ones that are alive in this moment in time, in this dimension that we may be sharing, we are the temporary ones. Hmm? To that level, we have to question reality, because all the other problems that we're dealing with, everyone I know, all their pains, all my pain, stems from something as deep, even deeper than this. So, because judging for the internal world, like you want to achieve, okay, our dreams. Let's go back to our dreams. We want to achieve this. We want to achieve, I don't know, being on TV, doing this, doing that. The focus is in the wrong place. God is not fucking going to check that. God is going to check if you realized reality, if you realized yourself. It's going to look at the internal world, not at the external world. And to be honest, in such a sick external world that we live in now, if things are going well in the external world, it's very, very difficult that you will put the efforts to make it go well inside the internal world, right? Because it's also polluted. Polluted. It's also like contaminated by all these sick values that we're focusing on. Okay. Back to watching the Heat. Good night. Okay, no, sorry. One last thing. Definitely last thing. Um, Please, if you are watching this video, if you watch my videos, can you comment or send me a message on Instagram or somewhere saying what would you like me to talk about or whatever? Because that would be interesting for me. But because I do get some views, even if it's like 10 views, not 10 views, I get like 50 views or some videos like 100 and something views. So whoever is watching my videos, apart from me, um, tell me something. Okay. I'm definitely saying goodbye to you.